Hey everyone, it is Landon. I am back for the second episode on discipline and motivation. And the last episode, I talked a lot about um, discipline. I was planning to talk more about motivation and um, where it falls flat in reality, especially with the new year. Today is January 5th, 2026. But as I was recording the original session talking about the breakdown of motivation, I realized I just kind of wanted to keep it more brief today. I wasn't really in the mood to break it down in a way that I would normally. I'm just going to kind of talk from my own experiences and just kind of see where that goes. And hopefully you guys like it. So, motivation, I will define it and break it and not break it down, but I'll define it, and then I will also acknowledge the negative aspects that can occur from relying solely on motivation. This is not the first time this has been spoken of, but at least I can put my 2 cents in. So, motivation is usually an emotional drive to get us towards a specific result that we desire. So this could be a positive or negative desire. For example, a positive desire, a lot of people want to start losing weight, so they feel like the more energy that they put into losing this weight, that the more likely that they will get the result of losing weight. Negative one, I thought of a funny example related to losing weight, which is there used to be almost like a meme, a popular thing that was seen in TV where it was this particular scene where someone would be running on a treadmill. There'd be a donut tied to the treadmill at the top, or someone holding a stick with a donut attached to it, and someone is running on the treadmill, and their motivation is more so to get and eat the donut. Not that eating donuts is always negative, but when I say negative, I mean having bad effects in the long run. So I think that motivation in my life started off as, I guess I wanted things to be perfect. I wanted my it's kind of weird to talk about now that I'm a bit older, but I remember like when I was younger, it's like I dreamed of having this like six pack, and like I think I even wanted to make good money, which I don't know what I thought was good money at the time. Like I guess I wanted a lot of things and a lot of like clothes and Jordan sneakers, and I just wanted to be like the stereotype of a cool person. That was my motivation. I didn't really know how to get there. I remember there were some nights where I had this really positive feeling that I would someday get there, and I would envision myself in this new reality that I desired so much. Of course, I was faced with reality, and I learned that pretty much TV does not portray the reality, but it does give you a hint at some interesting insights, which is like there's aspects of truth that if you show up wearing a certain attire, there is going to be a boost in confidence, most likely, and you will be better set to have these great things said about you, I guess, that people will think that you're cool. But at the same time, it wasn't all about like the clothes. It was actually like there was times where I had clothes that I really liked, and then I would go into school and then realize, oh, no one notices and no one really like has said anything about my new clothes or really cares at all. So yeah, that was my experience. And it made me rethink some things and made me refocus on maybe I need to really change my character or my expectations. So I guess that, I don't know, I'm trying to think of what that story really tells about motivation. I guess what I could really take away is like, so the things that you want in life, you're probably going to change them a lot because you're going to realize the reality and you're going to reset your expectations and you're going to realize that this thing, like, you're reminded of the grass is always greener on the other side, and reality will constantly remind you of it being not what you have in your head. So the first part of motivation is being motivated by the right things, the things that will actually help you out in life. And second of all, there's a balance between motivation and having realistic expectations. So I think you should be motivated to do, ideally you're going to be motivated to do things that will drastically change your life. But maybe you're not. And I realize that not everyone has this same motivation, or maybe they're just okay where they're at. I was listening to a podcast recently where I heard the guy speaking saying that he was just kind of okay with where he was at and he didn't really have any New Year's resolutions, which in some ways I feel the same. But really what I mean by that is that there are places that I want to get, but I know that I just need to keep doing more of what I was doing in 2025. And it's not like I need to have this big change for the new year. So, and sometimes like you have this motivation to change and you're not really ready for it. So that can be the case definitely with a new year. I notice this a lot with age milestones, and people feel like they need to be at a certain place in life. And I've definitely experienced my own challenges with this. So I hope you didn't mind some of my rambling. I tried to talk in a little bit different of a pattern this time around, really more like free form. I'm probably going to go back to the way that I structured the previous I guess you could call it podcast episodes. So yeah, I'll just leave it off with that. and you can kind of take with it whatever you liked. Maybe you related a little bit to my short story about my experience with changing the way that I was looking and having this idealistic expectation, and just realizing that maybe I was focusing on the wrong things. It's not wrong to want to change things and boost your perception, but rather, but the real issue there was like that I was focused on the wrong things, or maybe not enough things, not enough changes to really make a big change in my life. And it takes a lot of time, of course. So that is my conclusion to this episode. Definitely feel free to keep listening. I'm going to be releasing the episode 3 soon on discipline and motivation. So yeah, stay tuned. These will be more coherent in the future, but I will occasionally do like a little bit more of a free form style like I did today. All right, take care, have a good one, and stay realistic and motivated.